Hello everybody, yes, today I'm on fire, so yes, we are going with the beautiful flannel shirt yet again, and yes, because it's shot on the same day. This is the follow-up to sales training that was just done last week in the marketing, and this is about selling the same thing, shorten, tighten. Most importantly, to reiterate, for those of you that lost your notes, this would be all of you that are smart enough to throw that silly stuff away, what are you selling? Here's the thing, slight shift. You're not going to believe me when I tell you this, but you're wrong. Because sales is a series, probably misspelled that again, of small cells. It's a number of small cells, and you got to make the first one before you make the second. You got to make the 10th before you make the 11th. Too many of us skip to the end. What am I selling? I'm selling a house. And because I think this is actually going to be easier to flow, I'm going to deal with it as if it was a used and dealing with a realtor. I'm selling a house. That's what they came here to see. Why do most of you hate realtors? Why do you think they stink? You know why? Because that's what they're selling. What are y'all looking for? I'll look up on the computer and find 5 things that sound like that, and we'll go show them to you. And I'm going to stand there like this. Isn't this a nice house? And I'm going to wait for you to tell me you want me to write something for it. That's why you don't like those guys. That's why it drives you crazy that you have to pay them a commission. And you do because of the nature of the beast. But when you get that rare one that actually sells, you're in heaven. And here's the kicker. It's not what you're selling. First thing, if you are this realtor, you got to sell your relationship. I'm amazed how many realtors survive just because they get to leverage. And yeah, hey, it's a sell. How do most realtors get with somebody? They know them from church or some social place, and they manage to make them feel guilty or rude if they didn't use them, because they know that everybody knows, well, realtors are all the same, so who cares? And I don't want to upset Susie. Or they're related to you, and you can't upset Aunt Jean. Or some other social tie. This is how most do it. That's how they get their clients they're selling to, and that's how they get their listings that they sell. That's why so many of them only sell 1 or 2 a month. That's all they've got going. But that was their sale. Your first sale is yourself. What is your tie? If you're trying to be bigger and broader, you got to make it different. But I want to go into a different setting and stress that you are not selling the house. All right? The very first thing you're selling is contact. This is usually done through advertising or marketing. Why did you contact me? Then, you want to make the step and say, I'm selling myself, but you would be wrong. Because while you are partially right, so now I'm not that tricky, you have stages before that. What is the setting? You don't have somebody walk into your doctor's office and have it look like a place they would be scared to be worked on. Don't have it filthy, don't have it stressful, don't have it whatever. There's a reason they're relaxing. There's a reason they seem professional. There's a reason they seem clean. Even if they're not clean, they seem clean. Why? Because you're selling the setting. Then you're selling the greeting. Never, ever, ever forget the importance of this. And I've gone over all these things so many times before, I don't want to get lost there, but when I stress is this. You're selling little things. You're eating a bowl of spaghetti, one little piece of a noodle at a time. And that's so easy. The problem with it is, and I want you to stick with me on that metaphor, you got a plate of spaghetti, and you're eating it, and you happen to have the magic spoon, fork, tweezers, whatever, that just picks up this piece perfectly. There's no stress to it, but you're eating it one little piece, one 1-inch slice of spaghetti at a time. Positive thing here, think baby food for a minute. So easy. The negative, the reason you don't, can be so boring. You want to eat the whole meal. You're hungry. You're starving. You're desperate. I want my plate of spaghetti. You don't eat like I eat spaghetti, which is swirl that fork and make sure you wore your ugly clothes because you're taking home spaghetti with you. That's how I like to eat spaghetti. But this is not the case. That little 1-inch sliver at a time. Because when you're a glutton like me and you eat the big fork, guess what? You choke, you gag, you mess up, you get spaghetti all over yourself. You better be just flying through and have an endless supply of spaghetti if you're going to take it that way. We are going 1-inch bites at a time. Little nibbles, so easy. If you will think of each little cell, it's easy. What are you selling? Don't get a phone call and start trying to sell them on the end job. Don't get a phone call and end with, hey, let's build a house. Get a phone call and, hey, that's great. What can I answer for you? Hey, you know what you're selling? Getting them in. And quite possibly in this case, you might be selling them, get more information from me and watch it. Then your next step is come in and see me. Your next step when you come in is your atmosphere, your greeting. What is our setup? And your next sell, not you still, not at least majorly. That's always an undercurrent. You're selling them on believing you actually care about them. It's easy to get their information. It's easy to get the things you need to know. Yes, again, you could use it from bad intent if your whole goal was just to manipulate and abuse. That's on you. But ask, listen. Then, once they know you care about them, you can start selling them on you. Now, we can actually discuss the product. Now we get into details. And here's a fascinating thing. I could care less about the details of the product from your end. You've got to begin with the product as relates to them and their needs. See why it was so important to get to know them and care about them first and make sure they understand you do, so they would share the info? Because if I need a pen that writes, I could care less that it happens to have extreme superior plastic casing that can handle 300-degree sun temperatures and still, I'm never going to the Sahara Desert. I need a pen that writes. You're going to lose me if you start selling all that other stuff. But when I've told you this and what my writing, then you go, man, we got the best pen ever. You wouldn't believe how well this thing flows. Try this pen. You get the point. Take your small bites. Sell in small segments. It's the best way to go. Hope this helped. I know it was a little bit short, but I think it matters and needed to be broached. Yay! Have a great day.